I liked your reading today, Andy.
Thank you.
Memorised reading.
I thought it was brilliant. I was really happy with it. I'm learning Philemon.
Oh wow, that's good. It's not very like the shortest book, isn't it, in the Bible?
It's shorter than Psalm 32, I think.
Yeah, it's about I mean, I didn't do all of Psalm 32, just the bits I could remember. But no one's checking.
Is that the same thing you're going to do with Philemon? I've memorised Philemon.
Yeah,
but just
give a gist. I'm just trying to, on a serious note, trying to get as much varied gospel content out there as possible and find a wife. So those two things really,
Good day. Welcome to the episode after the last one of Comedy Driven Life. We are here I'm hosting, as you can see, I'm hosting my very own kids TV show with some dolphins. Who else we have with you? Who else is with me? Is with us? Is with you? Dan, what have you been up to
I'm here,
today?
Toby. My name's Andy Kind, and I am a comedian.
Nice to see you, Andy. What have you been up to today?
Sorry, what did you say?
What have you been up to today?
Oh, yeah, sorry. What happened there was I briefly plugged in a microphone thinking you'll be able to hear me better, but I couldn't then hear you at all. So I'm having to lip read. So I thought what you'd said was, isn't this virus fun? Which is not what you'd said, presumably.
No, I've tried that greeting before, and it's not been working all week, so I've scrapped it from the vernacular.
So what have I done today? I have awoken. I arose. I didn't so much shine, because there's a lot of pressure. When someone says rise and shine, that's a lot of pressure at the start of a day, isn't it?
I hate Wakey Wakey's campers. Wakey Wakey's campers, I just want to, with the curtains, and wrap them up and then push them out the window when they say that. Anyone have that, Wakey Wakey's campers?
Yeah, I used to have a lot more children, but a lot of them have been defenestrated.
Andy, my darling, guess what I'm going to say to you early tomorrow morning? It's a good way to start a week of isolation, I think, with Wakey Wakey campers.
We're entering week 2.
Week 2. 1 week down.
I don't even know what day it is today. It's so surreal, isn't it?
I'm running out of ideas. In week 1, I've already married off all of my condiments. Some of them dated for a while first, but they're all now locked down in covenant. And I've given Christian names to all the numbers between 1 and 20 because I felt that was lacking. So the number 4 is now called Barney. So please let me, if you're watching this, please use that from now on. The number 4, that's its surname. Barney is its first name. It feels a bit like what Christmas must be like in the Upside Down on Stranger Things, because everyone's kind of inside with their family, but you can't do anything fun, or you're not allowed to have your grandparents round.
That's what you considered was fun, was it?
Yeah, my grandmother is she knows all the Dizzy Rascal lyrics.
Brilliant.
How are you guys adapting?
I'd love to meet.
I'm doing pretty good. I've just been walking a cat at the airport because there's big open space. No one's doing anything else, so I thought I might as well. Yeah. Then first thing this morning, I watched Barney Weddings and a Funeral, which was quite interesting. And then I did a bit of exercise.
What's the number 8 called, Andy?
Trevor 8 is its full name. His full name. Okay,
well, I don't know, but I think I'm at Trevor B. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember, but this is the studio for SNL. And I figured that Saturday Night Live. It's always been a dream of mine to go and spy on people there. Actually, I have done that, but I didn't get as far as the floor it's on. I got thrown out at the bottom near the lift. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll put all the lights on and I'll just do it on my own because no one's here. So this is the opportune time to be on SNL on my own. Because it'll never happen otherwise.
Well, not with that attitude, it won't.
And you're in my back garden.
Yeah, I came round to see you earlier and you weren't in, so I just made myself at home. I knocked on the window a few times.
Don't just be popping around, Andy. That's not.
No.
It's not.
I mean, we can't let you in.
advised.
Dan, don't let him in when you get home.
Okay, unless he's bringing a paracetamol or Lemsip round, then you are allowed to go to people's houses, I think, for bringing medicine.
I've got some Gaviscon from when I went to a wedding a couple of years ago. Happy to let you have that. Could someone drone me some cheese or something? Kind of express horseback delivery or just a drone cheese?
Not allowed any around by the airport, I'm afraid. So I've got loads of cheese as well. But sorry.
You know, from what I've noticed with, and I confess, I've been to the shops in the last week, and there is cheese on the shelves. So you could, I mean, maybe not. I mean, Andy's shaking his head now, saying no, there isn't.
Not in Chesterfield. It's Chesterfield, not Cheesterfield. Yeah,
that's why. That's what I'm getting confused with. I'm based here in Cheesterfield. I'm sorry. There aren't any. When I go into the shops, there isn't any vegetables. There's no veg. Which is as if people thought this was the week to start eating healthy. Was this week? And I needed an aubergine, and I couldn't get any aubergines. I mean, once you've got a recipe with an aubergine, you can't customize. You can't replace that with like a big courgette or a marrow or something. It's just not got the consistency.
But what's good though is that the all those celebrity chef cookbooks that are released every Christmas that everyone gets and everyone ever uses, they're now really useful for pastors to put their laptops on, so that when you're giving your sermon, you're at eye level. So I mean, it's a real blessing. The church is really grateful for Gordon Ramsay.
I heard a great preach today, actually, online, going over the parable of the foolish Samaritan. Well, I learned a lot, and apparently the Pharisee was actually probably did the best thing for everyone and kept his 2-meter distance, crossed to the other side of the road. The amount of people that I have seen wandering the streets on the same side of the road. I mean, just I'm doing a lot of people watching.
Because you live in a busy part of London, don't you?
I mean, it's less busy now, but yeah, it was.
It's now
really
just called a part of London.
It's now just London. The ultra low emission zone was introduced where I live. Feels the same.
Presumably, where you live, Tobes, now looks like the start of every British disaster movie over the last 40 years. Just presumably it's Big Ben and Westminster Bridge with nobody on it. This would be a really good time for film companies to film footage of London if they're trying to make, post-apocalyptic movies. Get the footage in now.
Yeah, there was already the BBC are asking for scripts for Isolation Time.
That is slightly different, though.
Is that like a less exciting version of Adventure Time, the cartoon?
Who are you to say it's less exciting?
Well, that's very true. I haven't seen it yet. I was making an assumption. That was terrible.
You haven't been marrying off your condiments, Dan.
Yeah.
You haven't been living the life of number naming.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Has anyone else picked up or started any strange new habits recently?
It's more that I've continued old habits, which now seem strange. So I'm still carrying my bank card around everywhere. You know, on the off chance that a toll booth suddenly appears on the entrance to my kitchen or something like that.
So you don't jump a barrier or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, as a self-employed individual, trying to keep costs down, I don't want to have to pay a £5 every time I go and make a cup of tea. But you just don't know. It's good to keep your bank card with you at all times. Driving license I've kept with me in case I go upstairs a bit too fast and someone tries to pull me over. You know, you just got to be aware, haven't you? Although what I am doing, because we've all got to have a boundary, I am trying to hold off doing a jigsaw for as long as possible. Because for me, I know myself, a jigsaw, that will be a sign of defeat. You know that bit in Shutter Island where he finally realizes that he's not a detective, he's one of the inmates? Me doing a jigsaw will basically be me acknowledging that it's over. It's over.
Yeah. I was thinking about Shutter Island last night and I couldn't sleep, and I saw it like 5 years ago. I just couldn't sleep. Horrible film. Really clever, but horrible film. Never watch that. Don't watch it now. Don't at home. Don't watch that film now. Not like this.
Surely it's better for people to have watched it now because they already know how it finishes now. Much easier to watch because Andy's given away the ending.
I watched Black Death on Netflix. It's a film with Sean Bean.
Sounds enlightening. Sounds fun.
It's about the plague in the 13th century. Sean Bean's in everything, though.
Can you call him Sean Bean, please?
Sean Bean, yeah. Sean Bean's in everything. I heard today on IGN that Sean Bean has signed up to play the coronavirus in the new coronavirus movie. Just because he's in everything else, so he's up for it.
He's also playing Malkovich in Malkovich 2, being John Malkovich again.
I think there's a. Have you ever heard of Scandinavia, Tandy?
Is that the one where you touch someone's bedding and you get a weird rash on your arm, like little tiny? You can't see them though, but they are annoying and a bit contagious.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. If like, wouldn't it be weird if like a country just did a Marie Celeste and like just vanished? Not everybody died, but just the country just vanished. Like you're driving, you're trying to drive into Liechtenstein and it's not there.
And there's just porridge.
It's just porridge.
Like Atlantis when it disappeared.
Into porridge. It sank into porridge.
Yeah. People think it was the sea, but I thought it was the sea, but it's porridge, was it? It was like a gloopy, wheaty, oaty.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I remember when Atlantis used to be the Odyssey.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. I can never remember which was best, but
I think Atlantis was best because it had the cages for you to dance in.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you one thing though. The flash mob I organised today was rubbish. No one joining my dance, but my house is clean.
That's good.
My friend Sarah has a lot of kids. She's got 5 kids at home, and so she's finding it hard to entertain them all. So her friend came out as her exercise, dressed as a giant dinosaur, and just like ran around in front of the house for a while. So funny. I'll put in a little clip of it now.
Ah! There's a dinosaur! There's a dinosaur! What the heck was that? What? Look! Why was there a dinosaur?
It's a naughty dinosaur.
Who is this?
really good.
It's very good.
I've been measuring household pets. Can we get a photo of that up? Yeah, I measured Richard the reindeer.
Yeah.
It's just good to keep a track of growth, isn't it? Really, because sometimes you don't know when they're going to have a spurt. So
and they grow up so fast as well. So
they do, and measured my self-esteem. That has actually gone down over the last few months. It's lost some height.
Have you been to the doctor about it?
Yeah, I couldn't get an appointment there, and that made it worse. Just felt really unwanted.
Well, yeah.
It's really bad when the doctor doesn't even want to see you. That's just...
Yeah. Turned out he was a doctor of literature. I'd actually gone to a library by mistake, so he wasn't in any way. He wasn't capable of helping me anyway. Silly boy.
You do the NHS clapping, Andy? Because we didn't see you at the weekend.
I was there. I was dressed as a dinosaur outside Sarah's house.
They can't clap. Their arms are just too small. They just can't.
I was a pterodactyl though, so I was doing really massive claps.
Let me just point out, at the UK at 8 o'clock on Thursday evening, we all clapped the NHS and thought, isn't that a great thing? And we all felt very emotional. Canada have been clapping their public health service every night at 8 p.m. for the past week. So I think they're winning, if anything.
Wow. Are they also clapping the teachers and the police?
I think they're just generally going, thanks, folks. Emotional.
I think you need to be careful with that. I think if the whole country was clapping every night at 8 o'clock for, just 5 minutes, over time, you'll start wearing your hands, getting calluses, getting sores. That's going to end up putting more pressure on the NHS in the long run, and that's something we just want to pull away from. If
you're a nurse, do you and you're not working, do you just go sleep, or do you go out and do you clap, or do you just stand there and go yes, thank you? Like, what do you do if you're a worker? Answers on a postcard.
Oh yeah, I mean it's an interesting precedent though, isn't it? Because actually, clap the NHS, and then once we get released, there's probably going to be a lot of social outpouring of energy. So the police will be involved. So then it will be hug a policeman. So clap the NHS, hug a policeman, and then really within months it will be like marry a milkman, or have a one-night stand with a postal worker. And this will be government sanctions. These will be things that we are forced to do. Otherwise, you'll be like socially scorned. Hey, did you have did you have a one-night stand with the postman? No, I didn't, because actually I'm a born-again Christian. I don't live my life that way. You're not one of us.
I think, Andy, you need to seriously think about maybe inviting someone else to do your isolation with. There are other people on their own that probably need an isolation buddy.
There's a postman who lives near me. Should I invite him round?
Has he gone?
I'm here.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it. You're dropping the mic and leaving.
Yeah, I just took your advice.
I just popped round to the postman. So do you want to come over?
Months away from being forced into intimacy with postal workers. Get ready, guys. Get ready.
Yeah, it's crazy how far it could go. I mean, take a fireman out for a meal, go for a swim with a lifeguard. It's all kind of.
No, you don't go for a swim with a lifeguard. That's like saying to a comedian, hey, for your birthday, I'm going to take you out to see some local comedy. Take the lifeguard to a sandy play box or something. No, that's probably not right either.
Somewhere really inland.
Somewhere really dry.
Really inland.
Really dry.
Really. Yeah.
The Midlands. Yeah.
Yeah. Derbyshire. There's lots of stuff to do in Derbyshire.
We should definitely have some kind of lifeguard relocation program for when, as Andy said, when we're released. That's
if anyone you're going to take for a swim, you'd probably take a fireman for a swim, because that's the place they're least likely to come across a fire and have to put something out.
Right, guys, is it easier now to be a drug dealer or less easy? Question in from Sarah Lazinski, same woman with the dinosaur. She's the only viewer.
Well, thanks, Sarah. It's a great question. And thank you both for the question and the way in which it was asked. I don't know, but it's certainly unprecedented times that we're living in. I was downstairs. I live in a block of flats. I was in the underground car park earlier and saw a man at a distance from another man touting bags of proper coffee, like Colombian proper coffee in this underground car park. And just really sad to see that within a week, the black market cafeteriaing has already started.
Do you know what? Can I let you in on a secret? As some of you know, I'm half Colombian. I actually prefer Italian coffee. It's much smoother.
Wow.
Don't tell anyone.
No one will know. There's zero chance of anyone else knowing that now.
I'm praying that Italy gets well. Not selfishly, but I do like their coffee.
But you do have to put yourself first, though. That's life.
Yeah, is that your pro-median stuff kicking in there? Is that your next preach?
Yeah, I've really shifted from the Orthodox historical Christian gospel to a kind of more me-centered thing because it makes me feel better. So, yeah, I've taken the intonation that goes along with it as well. Because actually, like, if God really wants me to be happy, and so that's really important.
How do you work out, just being happy, but not hurting everyone? Because like there's that thing, isn't there, about if it makes you happy, do it, but then like a lot of other people around you get hurt usually by just being selfish. So how do you sort of like contend with those two different things?
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to try to answer that because obviously the reality is that what you have just done is totally dismantle in about 5 seconds the zeitgeist worldview appropriated by most people in our society. Yeah, so well done, philosophy Tandy.
Yeah. Let me just, I'm just going to dive in here with that kind of mid-level view between the two, which is social distancing is a perfect excuse to put yourself first, but make it feel selfless.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
But I just need to, I can't help you. I can't come around your house. I can't bring you anything. You might be then put at risk. I'm just going to make sure that at the end of this, I'm healthy so that if you make it, then I can help. But if I don't make it,
that's a nasty thing to say, Toby. I can't believe you're saying these things to us. I can't believe we have you on our podcast. What kind of man are you saying those things?
I'm just playing an avocado of the devil. Is that? I think that's what I'm trying to do here.
So that's where all the aubergines went. he's been taken.
Curse Satan.
If you're going to curse anyone, that's the right person to curse.
Toby, that's a bit like offering to do the shopping for the neighbours, but only asking them about 5 minutes before you actually leave, so they don't have time to actually come up with anything that they want. So you make yourself feel better by offering. Yeah. Oh, I'm a good person, but actually, no chance. I mean,
and that's the only option, because when I'm in the office, I say I'm not in the office now. I'm not allowed. Not anymore. But when I used to be in the office, I would always choose the moment to go and get a coffee for myself, the moment where the other people are kind of tied up in something and they can't really decide if they want a coffee or not, but they know that I offered. It's a nice social game that I play. I hope they never see this.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when you say, how are you? I think that's why I don't often say, how are you to people. I think subconsciously, like often I'll walk away and I'll be like, oh, I didn't say how are you, but I don't really want to know how people are. No. I mean, I do, but I want them to tell me how they really are, or just nothing at all. I don't want to know that they're like, oh yeah, I'm fine, and I've done my hair and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want to know that, because it's not real. If you're you either tell me how you really are, or just let's talk about sharks. And I always choose sharks, because sharks are always on my mind. And I was thinking about sharks a lot last night as well. And I couldn't sleep because I realised that my plan from when I was about 10 of grabbing them in the eyes probably wouldn't work because they're very fast swimmers.
Yeah. Which bit in particular do you want us to start with there? Like, there's a lot of, felt like there was a lot of material there to kind of
I'm not good
fingers into.
I'm not good at small talk, and as I've got older, I've been less patient about it. So I literally have made big excuses not to sit next to people. Not because I don't like them. I love it. I literally love everybody. I love people are my favourite. I won't even take a photo without a person in it. But if they're going to sit and talk to me about nothing, I will leave.
Yeah, that's what we call you, isn't it, Tandy? When we're around you, we always call Tandy big talk Tandy. None of that small talk. Always the big talk.
Yeah, big issues Tandy, we call her, and big tissues Toby, because he's got London's largest handkerchief out of his top pocket.
That's right.
I've just realised we all rhyme apart from Toby. It's like one of those, on which game show is it where they show four faces and they say which one's the odd one out, or which one, you know what I mean? There's Tandy, Dandy, and Andy.
Yeah, is it going for gold or catchphrase?
What is it? Is it QI? No.
Yes, it might be QI. I don't really watch TV.
I think have I got news for you? I think that's what you're going for, but it's never the obvious one. It's always something else. It's always probably Andy because he what did you do today? Flash mob.
Well.
Yeah, it would be like, it's Andy. Oh, it's because he's got his hat on. No, it's actually because he is an escaped convict and all the others are in prison.
Yeah.
It's lovely that they let us do this from prison.
Or that I can see of the four lovely faces, well, three lovely faces and mine is I trimmed my beard actually. Let me just say I trimmed my beard recently because it was going like incredibly apocalyptic as a beard, and I thought it needed to go back a bit. So I did that.
I thought you were about to take down the prophets of Baal when I saw that beard. Actually, that was my first thought.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did that yesterday. So
I thought they'd gone quiet.
But I am going to suggest this. Looking at the four faces that we've got, looking at the four different backdrops and the different scenarios they're in, I'm going to propose this to Have I Got News for You as the new live odd one out round.
Are we having to guess now?
And your four are Tandy Houghton.
Houghton.
Your four are Toby Isaacs, Tandy Houghton, Dundee Cawley, and Andy Kind. That would be the audio. Perfect. We'll send that off to the BBC, and hopefully we'll feature in the future in a topical quiz show about the news that's going on. Well done, everyone.
What is going on now?
I don't know. We've certainly descended beyond where we thought we were going to go.
Have I told you about my other friend who thought that her hair was being played with, but it was actually her child cutting chunks of her hair out?
No, it's amazing. That's what happened with me over a period of years. That's why I had to throw so many children out the window.
Have you seen any kind of apocalyptic haircuts going on? Like my other friend is a lady. I've got a few friends. She's shaved all her hair off. I'm really tempted to do that.
No, I don't think you'd look good bald.
No, I don't think I would either.
Not many people
Hang on a minute. Let me put it all in my hat. I put it all in my hat. We can maybe have a preview. Yeah, you're right. No, let's get it out again.
I always wear a hat. On screen, I always wear a hat. What are you doing, Dan? You're not about to show me some cheese as a punishment, are you?
I know. I was looking for a long hair wig to show that if Tandy shaved her hair off, then I'd have to grow long hair again, which is not a good look for me. I know I've done it in the past.
We're going to put a photo in of Dan with long hair now.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not good.
I've just done it. I've just done it.
You were talking about drug dealing earlier. Of course, it's got to be great to be a drug dealer at the moment, surely, because it's legalised, isn't it? You're allowed to deliver medicines to people. So if you get stopped, you can just say, I'm allowed to be out. Not only am I working, but I'm also delivering medicines. That's 2 of the 4 things that you're allowed to go out for.
And you might have just bought them from someone, so you're also shopping.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very
you've
true.
bought like 6 kilos of the drugs, and that's also exercise, isn't it? So that's your 4 done.
Yeah.
You get the
efficient.
star prize.
Yeah. Which
is a night away.
Is it just the one night, or do they give you more nights away?
Well, it depends how full the cells are, I think.
Wigs.
Well, there's one. I don't quite know what it says on the top. Hollywood, yeah. That's me as I get a bit older. This is me in my Andre Agassi phase.
Well, brilliant.
So I'll just leave that there.
Were all these wigs bought in the early 90s? Because they all look like fashion from around then.
Dan, you look like She-Ra.
Yeah. Don't I?
Dan Cawley, Princess of Power.
Yeah. I'm like Goldilocks. Oh, I could wrap it around. Is that what you do? You don't do that, do you?
You do look like a medieval maiden.
Do I?
Yeah.
Surely Rapunzel.
Oh, be sooth.
You make me want to go and live in the woods and start life as an outlaw.
I do. Oh, really? Well.
Here we go. Back to your addiction, Andy. Yeah. You don't even realise when you're saying it, do you?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
You know very well.
RDRD, RDR.
Oh, yeah.
R2D2.
I am on 76% completion on Red Dead Redemption 2, I'll have you know.
That doesn't surprise us at all.
Went for my daily walk today and saw a dog and was really surprised that I couldn't press square and pet it. It was really confusing. This was after the other day, of course, when I skinned my neighbour's rabbit and tried to sell the pelt at Aldi. That was a mistake.
Can I just do a shout out to how well they managed their shop in Camden? Had a great positive experience there. I mean that with all genuineness. They had little lines to make sure that everyone was keeping the right distance as they queued up. There was making sure 1 in, 1 out. Everyone felt very safe. It was a very good, very positive thing. Well done, Aldi Local, Camden Town.
Are you only allowed to go to your very localist shop, or is it all right to go further?
Yeah, and mine's a hardware store, so I can't really get very much. I've developed a Indian subcontinent magic act with all those nails, but I'm starving.
How is everyone really? Because I started feeling quite sad yesterday. I think there's a bit of a weird process, isn't there, of realising we're not in a weird dream and it's all real. And
I was due to take my daughters on holiday tomorrow for a week down to the south coast. So I had an email obviously saying we are totally shut. So it does feel eerily apocalyptic. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy.
It is.
It's just. I'm trying to get myself turned into a GIF. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Shall I do one more?
Yeah, do one more. Do a good one. Come on, really put you.
Do you ever do that?
No.
What, just try and get turned into a GIF?
Yeah, but just in everyday life.
Yeah, all the time. Is this evolution now? Is this what's happening?
Yeah.
I think what I noticed it is that there's so much online content has been produced in the last week. It is unprecedented. Like, that's more unprecedented, I think, than the actual pandemic. Is that there's probably more online content produced in this week alone than there has up in the entirety of the internet up to last Friday. I think that's insane. It's insane. Like, I'm not gonna be able to watch all that stuff. And then you realise you don't even have to anyway. It's just most people are doing it live.
What I like though, Tobes, was that you put that on Twitter and someone believed you, didn't they? And said, where are you getting this information from?
And of course, my response, because I'd said it was a fun fact, is real facts aren't fun.
Haven't you released a book, Andy, of facts?
Of lies, called Fictoids, which is coming out over the next couple of weeks. It's basically just hundreds of lies.
So what have you all been doing in quarantine then? Have you been watching Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff?
Oh, I can't watch Netflix. Foolishly gave up Netflix for Lent.
Still sticking to it.
So
hadn't you previous to that completed it? So that was.
Yes. It kind of conveniently meant, because I'd finished Netflix, cancelled my subscription, and gave it up for Lent. That is pretty much gaming the system there, I think.
Yeah.
So
that would be a good meme for you to come up with, actually, Tobes. Netflix completed it, mate. That'd be a good meme.
Toby, you do realise that they add more things to Netflix. It's not just that, it's not just the end.
All that they add, I'll clarify this, because having seen all of Netflix, all that they do is add more trailers of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Long,
it said
40-minute, 8 different 40-minute trailers.
Yeah, it said on my Netflix, it said, continue watching Faulty Towers. No, there's nothing to continue. Like, I finished watching it it finished filming in 1979. I finished watching it in 1990, first time around. There is nothing to continue.
So it's sad because it's brilliant. It's so good. Each episode is it's just packed full of slapstick comedy and jokes and great characters. But it's such a shame rewatching it and just going, oh, why did they have to say that?
So are you kind of wishing that after 1970s they just kind of carried on making Faulty Towers every year, so that there was some episodes around the 20s that
well, at least take it up to the Falklands War.
Do you think there'll be other programs in the future that they'll
no
do you think we'll have a future and they'll make other programs that later on in life we'll have to read the warnings at the beginning. They'll be like, sorry, this episode of Blue Peter's a bit woke, or
this warning, this cast contains an eclectic collection of multiple races.
Yeah, depending on where we are as a society, whether we've swung back to some kind of Puritan piety. And it's now, apologies, this program contains more than one political viewpoint, which some viewers may find offensive. If you do find it offensive, please report for reconditioning at the town hall tomorrow morning.
Warning, this TV show does not contain any robots.
Which some laptops may find offensive. I mean, for instance, now retro is 90s music. Retro is, again, those little coffee cart machines. In 20 years' time, retro will be physical contact with other human beings, won't it? That'll be so kitsch.
You think this is going to last 20 years, Andy?
I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know, do I? I don't know.
Is it more? Are you more just thinking that because people are kind of accepting it now? We're a week, 10 days into kind of less and less interaction with humans in a physical setting. Like we're still interacting here, even though I'm under the sea. But we'll just get so used to this that this will just be it, won't it? We'll just not know how to use stairs anymore. I say that for me because I live in a flat, obviously. I think maybe you do as well. There's no need to have. We've
actually got a lot of stairs going up to our house.
No, like in 30 years' time, someone will be like, "Oh, you'll never guess what I queued right next to somebody today," and they'll be like, "Oh, whoa, 2020 called it wants its social sensibilities back."
If we think about it, like things like all of the advice that we're getting is genuinely health related. Like if you are 2 meters away from somebody else, you will not catch. It's not just the virus that is causing this that we won't catch. We won't catch anything. Like no one will get anything from anyone else as long as we maintain that distance. Someone will make an argument this is actually just a healthier, more more rich way of living, as long as we
apparently in Sweden, half of the population of Sweden live on their own, so they're just like, we'll just carry on as normal.
That can't be true.
I read it online.
Yeah, but you also read online that you should meet those men under the aqueduct when you were trying to buy that otter. Do you remember? And they said, "Come alone and bring the money," and they weren't there. Do you remember that, Tandy? I
don't know, Andy. I have a lot of dreams, and I remember them all. So it's hard to remember which one is which and which day is real. So if you don't mind, I'd rather not bring that up again. And I know about you in Red Dead Redemption and things like that.
I was reading today online. I was like researching, will there be a Red Dead Redemption 3? And it looks like there will be in like 5 years. And I was getting excited and then thinking, well, I'll be 45. Like,
no, Andy, you'll be 44. Do the proper maths. You will be Trevor or Simon or whatever.
Trevor and Simon. I'll be Trevor and Simon from going live. Yeah.
You'll be 40 Barney if we're actually being.
Dan remembers. Toby, your voice has gone really weird. Is it because you're underwater?
Well, I think it's. I think that's been lovely.
It's been great.
What a great catch up. It is time to end because this is supposed to be 15 minutes. I think it went on for nearly 4 hours.
I'm going to try and get past security because they still got security on the doors. But I've done it once before and I failed. So let's do it again.
I'm just waiting to see whether Tandy is going to be thrown across the screen. Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye. It was lovely being here.
Ta-ta.